Hello guys, let's do some tactics. Setting up the stream. I think everything's fine. I hope you can hear me. And I have to teach a lesson in 1 hour and 20 minutes. So it's not going to be a long stream, just like 1 hour of tactics. But okay, it is what it is. Let me put this here, this here, here. Okay, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go for the tactics. So learn puzzles. And let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Knight takes e4. It seems that black has taken a pawn on e4. So we're a pawn down. Black's idea, if we take the bishop, might be... What can the idea be? Maybe I need to go grab a coffee. I don't see the idea. Okay. Also, knight takes e4. Okay, so the idea is that I have two good moves here. One of them cannot be good. One of them is better than the other. Okay, so bishop e7, knight c3, pawn c3. How can that be wrong? And then knight e4, how can that be wrong? If bishop takes, black must have a trick somewhere that I'm not seeing. I don't think we have any back rank issues. Maybe b4 is an idea. So bishop e7, b4, but we just take, so that's gonna be an idea. Wow. Oh man. Maybe he takes 2 pawns for the piece somehow in some line. Maybe there's a way for black to take a second pawn for the piece. Like for example, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, bishop takes e7. No, I don't believe that. So bishop takes e7 first, knight takes c3, we need to take on c3. Rook e7 or bishop goes somewhere. I can't believe this puzzle. Oh. Okay, if we take first on e4, now I see an idea. If we take first on e4, there might be f6. Now that makes sense. At least I see something. Knight takes e4, maybe f6, and we have 2 pieces hanging, so black regains the piece. Yeah, that has to be it. But if we start with bishop e7, we just took a free piece. What can black do? Knight c3, pawn c3. If he attacks our bishop, we go out. So it has to be this. And which was the first move I thought about, because it's a hanging piece. So it's interesting that this puzzle is rated 2161. I guess many people think about the knight takes e4 move. Yeah, it took a while to me to realize that f6 wins the piece back. Ah, good, let's continue. a6. Okay. I guess we want to checkmate this guy. Queen h2 and rook h5 seems like a very strong idea. How does that work? Are we sacrificing a lot? Maybe rook h5 first. Hey Karmar, what's up? So rook h5 is slightly slow, but on the other hand, it's not easy to defend unless he has an attack. Well, he has. So let's first consider the more forcing move. Queen h2, king takes, rook h5, king g3. And then I'll stop thinking. Rook h3, king has to take the knight. And then I'm probably not checkmating, so I'm probably resigning in that position. So yeah, what's going on here? After he takes here, okay, a7 gives me a tempo for the attack, so I think I should only be scared of pawn takes. And yeah, I guess king c7 maybe still have a decent way to stop a forcing sequence there. Interesting. So for example, if I threaten mate, rook h5, pawn takes maybe the easiest is to take it. If bishop a6 check, okay, if rook a7, king b8, and he has no more checks. Well, he has bishop e5 check, and I guess instead of taking the rook, I take the bishop. Because if I take the rook, he comes with queen a2 or rook a1. And if he comes with the queen, then I might be in real danger. So pawn takes, king takes, rook a7, king b8, bishop e5, rook takes e5. And I'm assuming I'm not checkmated there without the dark square bishop. Maybe. Because the alternative is to go after pawn takes b7 check, to go... Well, I have the option to go king b8, which is interesting, because king b8, if rook a8, king takes b7, and rook a7 still, so we're transposing there. Maybe just king d7. Rook h5, pawn takes, king d7. Let's try that, because bishop e5 check, I can probably take it and controlling the pawn, and that's a pretty good piece up. And the king is not in a huge danger, I think. So pawn takes king d7, and how's he gonna stop this? Rook g2, I take it, and I'm still threatening mate. And then king g1, I take, king f1, check, mate. So I think I'm gonna go for rook h5. Rook h5, pawn takes b7, king d7. Bishop b5, check. And then I'll think, because I think I have rook takes b5, but maybe I have something better like king c7, I don't know, probably not. Let's try that. No, so I had to take it. No. Okay. Okay, there's only one legal move left. Why? I don't get it. Okay, not so hard to get it. It's the one that does not allow an easy check. Well, it's the same as this, as far as I can tell. This loses a bishop if he wants to check me, this loses a bishop if he wants to check me. But I guess here maybe I don't take the bishop. I think I should. Yeah, I think I should take the bishop. So it's interesting to see what's going on if I go here. If he checks me, I take the bishop. And what's the difference between this line and the other? Let's see what the engine thinks here. Oh, 18 points are lost. Queen a4 check instead of bishop b5. Okay, yeah, I missed that one. Uh-oh. Yes. Now it all makes sense. Now it all really makes sense. I didn't see I was allowing this check. Yeah. It's a pity. By the way, queen e takes h2 didn't work. Because no easy way to continue here. I cannot do two moves in a row, so yeah, after check he takes the knight, and there's no checkmate here, nothing like that. 18 points. Yeah, I'm working on that, exactly, Karmar. I didn't want to. No, I actually want to increase it, but okay, I guess my goal for today is to get it back to 2500. I have 50 minutes from now to try that. Okay, what do we have here? I think black's pieces are a little bit funny. So e6 doesn't work. I mean, if we take the queen and he cannot take with the pawn, because he loses the knight, so he has to take with the knight. That tells me that maybe rook takes knight is a move. For example, rook takes knight. If rook takes, I win. So rook takes knight, he has to trade queens, probably. Then instead of taking the queen, I take on c8. And okay, if he takes my rook, I win material, of course. Would be a piece up. So he has to save the queen. But how to save the queen? Because if he allows rook takes e8 check, I'm not checkmating, but I'm taking like a lot of material, more than a queen. So I think rook takes e7 is the idea, and rook takes e8, and yeah. Good. That was an easy one. That's the kind of puzzle I need. Okay, rook takes h6 is screaming to be played. Hey Pep, hey Pep, hey Escudo. How you doing, man? Okay, rook takes h6 is screaming to be played. Well, how does the line work? Rook check, king h6, and maybe instead of rook check there, I go bishop f4 first. No, rook check, yeah, rook check, knight h3. And am I blind or am I checkmating? Bishop f4 check. Oh, bishop f4 check, king h7. Still, ooh. So I guess I have to take the knight. Hey, Tony. Okay, let's go. Let's go again. King takes, rook h1 check, rook h3. So I think I have to take, because if bishop f4, there's king h7, and I think he's escaping mate. So what to take with? I have knight takes also. Rook takes, king g5, and let me see, there must be a mate there. Maybe the bishop comes to e3 to mate. No, the bishop is defending f6. And the knight is defending g4. Maybe g5 instead of bishop f4. Wait. Takes check with the king there. G5 doesn't feel like the move. I think it has to be rook takes h6 the first move. I can't believe there's any other move. I mean, this knight takes b3 at least. Yeah, I guess bishop f4, king g8 probably, something like that. Although then I might double rooks. Yeah, so that's also an option. Okay, I need to solve the rook h6 line. Rook h6, king h6, rook h1, knight h3. If knight takes h3, king h7 or g5. g5 is also an interesting idea for black. Rook h6, there, take. So rook h6, king h6, bishop f4, king h7 only move, right? Knight d3 check. Half a knight protecting d3. And a rook. Now rook h6 takes, and bishop f4 against knight takes h3. Okay, okay. Does it work? Yeah, I guess it works. Because I cannot defend g5 with the knight if I move the knight, and after g5 check he might go king h5 to keep attacking g5. Okay, so rook h6, king takes, and instead of rook h1, let's say bishop f4. He must play, I think, you know, knight takes b3, king b2 is just nothing. So I think he has to play king h7. Then I might take the knight, or first check, then take the knight. And then I might have the slow plan bishop h6, bishop g7, unstoppable, maybe. Hey Gary, good evening, good afternoon actually. Good afternoon here. Good morning for you. You start to like the 3-check variant, Karmar? Well, if this was a 3-check puzzle, I could solve this one. If this was a 3-check one, I could solve this one. This puzzle, I could. Okay, I'm gonna go for rook h6. I don't see any other idea. Okay, then anything I was calculating was wrong. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why bishop f4 first? Why bishop f4? Okay, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense because I'm threatening mate into end a piece. Hey, Voltoring, thank you. I did the method right. First, calculate the most forcing moves. Then you will understand more the themes of the position. But I didn't quite understand them well. Let's continue. Okay. Rook takes heels, king g8. No, Gary. Oh, let's show the previous puzzle before solving this one. If I'm able to. Yeah. Okay, first I need to solve it again, which is not hard. And now let's show. If rook h6, I thought, wow, Rufus and Dufus, thanks for the beat. Thanks for all that long thing. Stop spamming emotes also. Okay, rook h6, I think he doesn't go to g8 because then he would be checkmated, I think. He just takes the rook, and if I go rook check, he goes knight h3, and I don't have a mate. It's incredible, but I don't have a mate. And I sacrificed a rook, then I took a knight, so I'm basically material down. Here I thought for a moment that instead of going here immediately I would go bishop f4, By the way, Rufus and Dufus, thanks for the follow. Thank you. But here I think, you know, we're threatening rook h1 mate, but I think king h7. And we take a piece, and we're not threatening mate. So I thought in this position we might have some slow plan, like sneak into g7 and mate on h8, but of course that doesn't work because the simple knight e6 stops everything. At least. So yeah, bishop f4 first. Threatening mate, let's say for example a stupid move, knight takes, king here, and the knight saves himself. Then we have this mate into, because the bishop is pinning the knight. So we're threatening mate, but we're also threatening the knight. So yeah. Knight e6, rook takes h6. Yeah, but I can never forcing the exchange. Even better, knight e4, forcing the exchange. Yeah, probably a lot of good moves after that. You are talking about the line with rook h6 takes and king f and bishop f4, king h7, and bishop takes. And you were saying knight e6, rook takes h6. That's not a move. Maybe we were talking about a different line. But yeah, knight e4 forcing exchange is also good. Anyway, let's continue. So bishop took something on h6. We are pawn down basically. I probably want to take it because otherwise bishop takes f8 seems really annoying. So I guess the first move is almost obvious, if not for the fact that rook takes e6 is a strong follow-up after that. So okay, is that strong really? Because the queen is also hanging. So for example, after rook takes e6 check, if I go to the only square where he cannot check me while taking my queen, I might take his queen with check, and I took a piece. So yeah, I mean the alternative is to lose the exchange, king f7, bishop f8, rook f8. I don't think that could work for me. No. King f7, bishop f8, knight takes b3 check. Okay, that could work for me because it's check. Okay, so king f7 is a move. Let's say he attacks. He cannot attack anything. He's attacking my rook, but only that. He can't move the queen to attack anything, can he? Have everything defended, apparently. Queen a2, says chess engine user. Yeah, king f7, queen a2. Okay, I get your point. It's just that I'm not winning anything, I'm a pawn down. Because I saved my rook, but what else? Yeah, so I have to take the piece. And now I have to go here. What else? Okay. This makes more sense, yes. Okay, I have a new goal for my rating. I'm gonna I'm gonna achieve 2400 very soon. Why not take the bishop? Which bishop? What are you talking, man? What are you talking about? So I'm wondering what's the problem with king h5. There must be a problem. Pawn takes queen b5. This seems like the problem. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Okay. I should have seen that. Okay, I need to go a little bit deeper in my calculations. So queen took on g6. This king is in bad shape, it seems, and it's a pity that I don't have any fork. Don't really see black's thread, white's thread though. Okay, let's start with the obvious. Knight takes f2, king g1, knight back to h3 check. Mate in 3, what? Is white threatening mate in 3, or am I doing mate in 3? I don't see a mate. I don't see a mate. Oh, queen takes f2 threatens mate. Now I see that. Queen takes f2 threatens mate. But yeah, knight f2, yeah, opening the f line first. King g1, knight back to h3 check. And if he takes it, I have queen f2, queen f1, and if he doesn't, if he goes to h1, it's mate. Yeah, okay, that's very easy. I should have seen that. Yes, 3 points. Okay, queen takes is an idea, bishop takes is another idea, queen takes b2 is another idea, but knight takes f6 is check, so probably hanging the queen is probably not an idea. So, okay, this knight is not trapped, and it's also threatening a rook, so Okay, let's say, for example, bishop takes check, he moves the king. I think if he moves here or here, I have queen takes b2, probably winning. Hey, Quartillo. So let's say king h1. New goal, reaching 2300 fast. No, no. My goal is to reach 2500 slow. That knight is a little bit annoying on d7. A little bit annoying. Otherwise, knight takes d4 would be so good. Is there any way? Well, bishop takes d4 followed by queen takes b2 is not so bad, actually. Right? Even after king h1, queen takes b2, I'm threatening the knight. If knight takes f8, I might take the knight, hitting an exchange on a1 and a pawn with mate on h3. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, this seems like a knight, and probably good, right? Probably good. I take, he takes, I take, probably. Then I have 2 pieces and a pawn for the rook. 2 pieces and 2 pawns, and he can't take this pawn because the rook on a1 is hanging. So after rook b1, actually after bishop c3, knight f8, maybe instead of taking the knight I take the rook. Yeah, actually that's, yeah. So bishop c3, okay. Good. Yeah, after this, I take here, I think. Yeah. 4 points. Ale. What do we have here? A defended piece, terrible rook. So for example, bishop f3 and bishop d4 is kind of obvious here. But he takes with the rook and knight c3. Okay, so bishop takes rook f3, bishop d4, knight c3 is defending, I think. It is. So maybe he takes with the rook, I need to find knight d4, trying to go to c2, probably rook f2 has to be very risky because of knight b3, so probably rook c3 only move. And then I have knight e2, hitting the bishop and the rook. So yeah, that should be okay. Okay, he gives up this immediately. Yeah, but that was interesting. Here I have this at least. Here I have this, and if he goes here, instead of taking, I go here now. Okay, 3 points. Good. What do we have here? Do we have some checkmate ideas? Neither of them, Thiobon. Okay, what's going on with the rook here? So we have a rook hanging, and if we take the knight, White's idea is maybe no. This, I guess. I guess that's the idea, but no, that cannot be the idea because we just move the bishop out and we're defending a7 and b7. Ah, and then this check. Okay, that's annoying. So queen c5. No, but queen b7 mate. Ooh. How much material are we up? Just a piece. If I take the knight, it's just a piece. King b8. Yeah, maybe king d8 is enough. If b takes a, is it really mating? If b takes a, I think he can take my rook, which is bad enough not to even bother considering calculating if it's mate or not. It's probably not. But yeah, he takes the rook. So I guess, yeah, I have to go for this. And now the question is, okay, so after the check, I'm going to have king b8. Now, the thing is, I want this here or here. That's the only real question here. Well, queen e4 check, Gary. Queen e4, not queen d5. But yeah, what is the difference? There must be a difference. I mean, he's gonna check me afterwards. So let's, for example, say the king is already on b8. He can check on the other diagonal. So I guess I need the bishop for that. Otherwise, he would have... oh, but I have the bishop here as well. That's annoying. What? Pawn d3, avoid check? What? What? Ah, this is an important question. Here or here? So this is going to be the check. And this is going to be my response to that. And then he has a couple of checks. Fresh Lizard, thanks for the follow, man. I guess if I put the bishop on d6, I'm defending d4, but that's not a problem because I'm defending it with the rook. Oh, he might have, with queen e5 check, he might have some ideas to sacrifice a rook on b5 and then win my rook on a4. Ah, so he's gonna try to check here. So let's do bishop b6 then, or bishop c5. Bishop c5, queen check, king b8. If queen e5 check, rook d6, he has no rook takes b5. And if queen f4 check, then I can block with the bishop, not with the rook because of rook f8. So I'm gonna go bishop c5. No! Why? Queen e4 check, king b5, queen e5 check, king b8 I meant, king a8. So rook d6 fails too, rook bf1. Oopsie, advantage white. Makes sense. But what I don't get is why is bishop b6 a good reply to that? So let's say check, check, and what does the engine say here? Just bishop c7. Bishop c7, and now if rook takes b5? Oh, queen b7. Yeah, but it's not so obvious to me because with the bishop on d6, oh yes, it's obvious now. With the bishop on d6, I can't go queen b7 because of the rook on f7. Yeah, so it's not only about having this bishop controlling h2, it's also about having access to the b7 square. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, but 20 points. No. Okay, so I want to go knight f6, but maybe I just need to move my queen. Material is pawn down for us, and you gain 0 in 1. Yes, because it was the puzzle of the day. When you do the puzzle of the day, I think you don't get points. Actually, I can do the puzzle of the day today. Let's do that. Maybe I need to do an easy one for once. Let's do the puzzle of the day, and then we can keep going with the torture. Puzzle of the day. Black to play. Easy one. Yes. Yay. It should appear a 0 here now. I don't know why. Stone Dude, thanks for the follow. Anyway, I think the 0, I'm pretty sure the 0 was a puzzle of the day. Oh. Give me a second, be right back. I'm back. Okay, bishop g5. Okay, so my first idea was to go knight f6, but of course that's too crazy. Why would I do that if I can move my queen? Knight takes c5 also interesting. Oh, have to calculate a lot there. Complicated. f6 also. G takes f5. Good point. Good point. Maybe I should start with that one. Maybe I should start with the obvious. Taking a rook. Taking a rook cannot be bad. So obviously if he takes my bishop, I take the queen, and that's gonna be good. So what else can white do? I guess rook takes f5 to keep all the threats, but then we have rook g6 at least. And when I say at least, I mean maybe that's the only move, but it's good enough, right? So yeah. Okay, good. Focus, Pepe. Find the obvious moves first. The obvious moves first. What is hanging and what is not. I don't see anything hanging here. But this king is exposed. I have to check him somehow. For example, this allows a queen e3 check. So takes queen e3 check. And for example, queen f2 is not possible because of rook takes f3. So king g2 I'm assuming to be the only move to defend the bishop. And then it's a pity that the queen is defending the rook on c1, otherwise rook f3 would be great. But maybe I have rook d8 to threaten rook d2 check. Very annoying. Very annoying. What can white do in that position? It's very forcing up to that point, so... I mean, rook d2 has to be defended, but for example, rook f2, rook takes f3. Then rook takes f3, rook d2 check. Maybe that's not that great. Ah, but only move king h3? And then it's beautiful because queen takes f3, and if queen takes d2 I have... Oh no, queen takes d2 defense against knight f4. I thought I was checkmating. Ah, but queen h5... No, it's not checkmate. Okay, that might work for white. Rook f2. Rook takes f3, rook takes f3. No, rook takes... What am I saying? Yes, rook takes f3, rook takes f3. Rook d2 check, king h3. If queen f2 drunk chess, I have rook takes f3. So rook d2, rook d2 check, king h3, I think. Then I just check on e6 and take the queen. What am I thinking? So rook f2 is not a defense. What else can he try? Rook c2 maybe. Yeah. Rook c2 maybe. Rook d8 first and then bishop b2. That's a very good idea. That's a very good idea. Yeah, that wins a tempo over my variation, and I already have the rook on d8. So yeah, that seems crashing. Good point there. Which is amazing, because that means that maybe he had a defense after all in that position. It looked so scary, but yeah, maybe rook c2 defended everything. But yeah, rook d8, what can he do? I mean, He can't attack my queen. He can't threaten any mates. Probably the best he can do is try to... No, I thought about threatening the knight on g6, but bishop takes b2 threatens the rook on c1, so yeah. Maybe he takes the knight in any way. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Oh, he pins. Yeah. In my head I thought about this, but I didn't I didn't remember. Okay. So I guess I trade anyway because the queen is defended. Okay, not a big problem. We're transposing to the line. Yay! Okay, so yeah, rook d8, very good improvement over this idea. That honestly seemed very dangerous for white, but I guess rook c2 defends. That's probably the move that defends. And this was funny. Takes, check. This is a funny line. But this here I just check and take the queen, which took me a long to see. Okay, I have a couple of checks. Very interesting. But f2 is very well protected, although maybe not so very well protected actually. So let's say I hit the bishop again. Is this from the same game? It's very similar to the previous puzzle. I think they traded bishops and the queen ended up going to g2, but I think it's from the same game, yes. So check. The knight is there, very annoying, so I'm assuming king h1. And then knight f2 check is interesting because there's some pins going on there. For example, if queen takes f2, probably queen takes f2. Yeah, that's good. Exchange up in the end. And if rook takes f2, I think it's the same. Rook takes d1 and exchange up in the end. So king back to g1, is that a move? Then I take the rook with check. No, yeah, that has to be winning. Now, why? It's Oates, thanks for the follow. Why on e3 and not on c5? Well, I think hitting the bishop is important. Maybe in some lines. I don't know in which ones, but maybe in some lines. So what can be the difference? But after this check, and here, I mean, I'm gonna go to e3 because, you know, it's logical, but I'm trying to see why doesn't this work. There must be a line that I'm not seeing. There must be a line that I'm not seeing. Hey, some guy. How you doing? Oh boy, I don't see it, guys. I think both are winning, and you know what that means. That means that I'm missing something. Queen takes knight. But it's the same in both lines drunk chess, right? If queen takes knight, okay, let's go again. Let's say this check, here, knight f2 check, queen takes knight, queen takes knight. Isn't that the same position as if I had the queen on e3? In one you have exchange equal pawns. Yeah, okay, I understand. I understand it's a pawn up one line over the other. But the the tactical pattern is exactly the same, right? So I have to go for queen takes pawn, to have a pawn up. b7 is hanging, yeah, also that. I didn't even consider that. No, but in the end, the pawn is not hanging because the bishop is on d1. So the pawn is not hanging. I'm going to be a full exchange up. But yeah, I have to take on c5 to have the additional pawn. Okay, I understand that. After queen takes knight, you need to hit f3. No, drunk chess. The line is exactly the same. Here I'm just I just took another pawn, an additional pawn, but the line is exactly the same because I ended up taking on f2. Doesn't matter if my queen was on c5 or f2 or e3. Some rook takes f3, remove protection. Yeah, but the line was very forced. It was this, so yeah, taking the pawn was good. Better than not taking it, of course. Okay, 10 points. Good. Okay, is this from the same game? I think this is from the same game. I mean, look at this knight, this queen, this structure. Okay, and it is the same. Is it the same theme here? We must know it now. Yeah, they're giving me a lot of chances to get this right. Someone is missing on Pepe's side. Do you agree? Yeah, he's busy. Yes, Karmar and some guy. You're right. I mean, he's busy or maybe preparing. I don't know how. Maybe he's just resting, focusing for the event. Okay, so knight f2 check, and what does he do? I mean, he has to take with rook. No, I mean, isn't this the most obvious puzzle ever, knight f2? I mean, like the previous positions were something to think about, but this? Is there any reason to play rook takes rook first? No, there's not. There's no drunk, because if I play rook takes rook, and I don't have a threat. He's defending f2 a lot. This one is mate. Which one is mate? I don't see any mate. I see I'm winning material. Or am I mating actually? Maybe I'm actually mating. I mean, king g1 and I don't see mate. I see I take a rook, which is good enough. But I don't see a mate. Okay, yes, now I see now I see a mate. I see Rogan in the chat. Okay, knight f2. If he takes, I take on d1. So what's the deal? Is there any queen takes f2 crazy ideas? Like he has a bishop e4 idea? Okay, let's have a look at this one. Knight f2 check, queen takes f2. And if I do the thing of taking on f2, he might try rook takes rook check, king h7, bishop e4 check. But it's not enough, right? g6, and there's no mate. There's no mate. So I'm taking the queen. Here, I take the queen. I can also take the rook, by the way, which is maybe easier because it's for free. Because queen takes, and the rook is pinned. So he has to take, and then it's rook and bishop versus queen. Okay, maybe that's not the easiest. Yeah, maybe I just take the queen first. So I think the puzzle is gonna go there, but if I don't start with knight f2, the puzzle is stupid. So here is the point. Do you execute mates? Not usually. But if you find a priest and a horse, I know how to execute a mate with a knight and a bishop. So Okay, 3 interesting moves here. Let's see what's the easiest. Queen takes queen seems the easiest. Queen takes queen is, yeah, it's obviously the easiest. What am I even thinking about? Yeah. Good. Good. So this was not so obvious. Yeah, any of the other. This was not so obvious. Because it's rook and bishop versus queen, and the great diagonal is already protected, so a lot of chances for drawing or even more. And the other one was this. Check here. And I'm assuming check and check. Something like this. Well, again, it's going to be rook and bishop versus queen, so let's continue. To check the game. Yeah. Okay, we're done with that game. We've basically analyzed someone's game. Okay, 95. Can I checkmate this guy? It seems like I should be able to checkmate. So this is a forcing move. It forces queen f8. It's a pity that I cannot do anything else apart from that. But it starts smelling like there's something there. And he's kind of threatening this. So I'm thinking about some crazy ideas like bishop d4. Too crazy. Too crazy. Rook. There's some interesting bishop h7 ideas, but they don't work, I think. After queen f8, oopsie. After queen f8, bishop h7, forcing this, but no. Mate in 3? No. No. I don't see a mate, but maybe, again, maybe there's a lot of mates. Maybe there are a lot of mates. Rook h1, too crazy. Queen e3 is sort of annoying, so I probably cannot do a stupid slow move. And this would be a stupid move also, not slow, but stupid. Okay, what's going on with this crazy idea? He takes. It's not good. And this? Bishop b4. Oh. Bishop e4 if queen e3, king e1, and no checks. I don't know, I guess he can move the bishop out, like bishop g4 or something. Oh, and he has checks, he has rook h1, what am I saying? Yeah, I guess I need to start with queen e8. So let's analyze from here. Yeah, otherwise it's too risky. Queen e3 and rook h1, I cannot allow that. So it has to be this. Queen e8, queen f8, queen takes e5. Okay, that takes one pawn, and then what? I don't see a threat. Knight takes c3 maybe. And we're pawn down already, so gotta be careful. But yeah, queen e8, queen f8, I think it has to start with that. And bishop b4 check. Bishop b4 is not check. Ah, you mean like trading queens first and then giving up the bishop? Knight takes e4? What? What? I don't follow you, some guy. But maybe trading rooks and some rook f1. Knight takes c3, bishop c4, check looks good. Maybe it looks good. Okay, I'm gonna do the first move. I think it cannot be any other. And now your idea is queen takes e5, threatening the knight. And you say if knight takes c3, bishop c4, check. Yeah, that seems strong. That seems very strong. So after queen takes e5, I guess he has to defend the knight. Let's say queen f7. Then bishop c4, bishop e6. And rook f1. I thought about rook f1, but I couldn't believe it in any position. Against queen f7. Queen takes e5, and if queen f7, rook f1. Or g6. Two good ideas against that queen. I agree. Well, I guess against both of them there's queen d7, right? But then the bishop cannot go to e6, so bishop c4 wins. Yeah, I think they both work, g6 and rook f1, so I'm assuming the puzzle is going to stop after queen takes e5. Or it's going to go to some other idea besides queen f7. I don't see any other idea. Queen e7, that's the other idea. Okay, and what if I take the knight with check? That cannot be bad. Bishop e6, I move my queen. Yes, it has to be it. Okay, good finding there by both of you guys. Rook f1, beautiful move. And g6 maybe easier, but I think against both of them, the only way to keep g7 and d5 defended is queen d7 blocking the action of the bishop. So now bishop c4 wins the piece. Rook f1 maybe not so easy, or maybe it is. It seems like the same. If queen e6 turn check, we checkmate on g7. The queen has to defend g7 and d5. Has to defend these two squares. That's why queen d7 is the only move, blocking the bishop, thus allowing bishop c4. Okay, so it's about time for me to leave. I'm gonna do the last one. Hopefully I will solve it. Oh, it's an endgame. I can solve this, of course. So I want to promote, basically. And I want this bishop to not stop my pawns from promoting. The bishop is heading towards c1 to stop this pawn from promoting. So for example, if I take here and he takes and I push, he goes here and he's in time. So what happens if I go e3 immediately? He has to react. He has to take, and then it's the same. If I take, he has bishop c1. So if I start with, wow, f4. If f4. After bishop c1. Oh, I have two pawns. I have two passed pawns. Okay, good point. Good point. Now, I've seen two lines that win, so one of them is wrong, guys. I guess the wrong one is the one that allows him to also promote, probably. Probably that's the wrong one. So h3 might be the wrong one. Or not. Not sure, guys. b3 also wins. I was thinking about b3, but b3 doesn't win. Bishop c1, f4, we take on f4, Pluku. b3, I mean, And then a3 is your point. Okay. And after bishop c1, a2. Okay, so d5 is the counter attack that allows white to take our bishop. No, it did work, your idea, Pluku, it's the same. b3, bishop, I mean, all three lines have the same idea. All the three lines have the same idea. It would work if not for these tricks here. So after bishop c1, f4, bishop takes f4, a3. If he goes to c1, we have a2. If he doesn't, we take on b2. So if he takes b2. So yeah, it does work. So I have three options to force the promotion. And they are there. So yeah, I like Tony's suggestion to just move the bishop out. Is that enough? Still d5 will take our bishop, but maybe, but he has to give the 2 pawns for it instead of just one. So yeah, moving the bishop out. So bishop e8 also interesting. I don't see the real difference between both. Okay, this is a tricky one, but I have to leave. Okay, let's consider, for example, bishop b5 and try as white to survive. For example, pawn takes b4, we go c3, pawn takes c3, a3, bishop c1, f4. Then c4, that might be a difference with the line with bishop e8. c4 might be a difference. Actually, instead of c4, d5 check, and if we take c4 check, no, it's the same. It's the same. Oh boy. Is there something that white can do to block all these ideas? Is c takes b4 annoying or not? Because maybe it's annoying. So maybe I cannot allow it. Maybe I need to start with that and consider what happens after d5. a3, d5 check, I take, he takes. But if he takes, I promote immediately and I win. So after a3, he can't go d5 immediately. d5, he takes the bishop, but he loses the initiative. So a3, he has to take first. I think he has to defend first. And then after f4, go for d5. I take, he takes. And f3. No, I have my pawn on a3 still. And c5 is not available for the bishop. Take first in c3, and then bishop moves. If I take first on c3, yeah, I think both of them are forcing. That's I'm trying to understand the difference. Of course, taking on c3 is also forcing. So he takes, and then bishop moves. Ah, to prevent the other idea. Yeah, to prevent the other idea, we said. Yeah, that might be more clever. Yeah, that seems like the clever way to avoid the problems we had with c4, while still forcing him to give 2 pawns if he wants to take our bishop. Yeah. So he has to take, right? Because if he goes d5, again he loses the initiative and we promote. So he has to take this. No! Yeah, a3 was the move. Okay. And now this is interesting. I guess we have to promote on the A line to be able to check afterwards. So I'm going to go a2 instead of a takes b. And promote, of course. What else? And now, should we do this? It's It seems really dangerous because I don't have check here. I have a pin here, but okay, maybe it's enough. And after king goes back, Sad Barnacle is following, thank you. So that doesn't feel appealing to me. But this isn't either because... wait, there's a check on e6 that could be annoying. So where does he go? Here. Pin should be good. I don't see how to make progress with the pin. Ah, the king e6 trick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, this was the solution. If he goes here, I have king e6. Yes. I thought I had to stop the promotion. And I have this queen f7 checkmate idea. Yeah. 19 points left. Down, I meant. I meant. Light Rider, thank you for the follow. Thanks guys for all the follows. This was the last puzzle. It's a pity because I didn't solve it, but I have to teach a lesson in 10 minutes and I need to grab a coffee first. So why not pawn takes c3? Let's see what the engine says. Let's understand this. Bishop c1. But it says it's winning for black. It says it's winning for black. But it might not be. Now it's not winning after d5. d5. Okay, the engine is a little bit stupid. Now it says it's a draw. So d5 check, and if we take, he takes on c3, I'm assuming. No, king takes d7. Oh, because there's a difference. Now I understand. Now I understand why a3 was the only move, because we really needed to promote on a1. Now look at this, king c7, preventing any checks from this side. Knight d8 is check, yes. Yeah, so in the solution it's not checkmate immediately, but if he promotes tonight. Okay, this was nice defense by white. So we needed to promote on a1 to be able to do the checks from as far as possible. Yeah. Against queen b7, knight d8 is check. Against queen b7. Queen g1 looks like it might be good enough. Queen g1? Where? When? When drunk chess? Are you talking about another line? Or this one with after b1 check? b1 queen? King c7, queen b1, b1 equals queen, d7. Okay, give me a second. Hola, bueno, estoy un minuto con vosotros. ¿Qué tal? Un minuto. Okay, guys, now I really need to go. Yeah, I think in g1 doesn't work because we promote. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys. See you later. I have to go. Bye bye.